Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Digital Literacy Project. Today's episode is called More Types of Fake News, and it's a continuation of last week's episode. But first, let's take a look at last week's challenge. I got lots of feedback coming in that people are getting better at identifying the real faces. Well, I've got a few tricks that might help you get it right every time. The first one to look for is the appearance of water splotches. Not only these are a dead giveaway, but they also have a pattern of occurring where the face meets the background. Another common problem is asymmetry. If you look at the lady on the left, you could see that there's a logo on the left side of her glasses, but not on the right. And you can also see that the eyeballs, or at least the eyes, are not properly symmetrical on the two faces on the right. Here you can see facial hair and different earrings, and even different earlobes, all being different sizes. So lots of examples here of how symmetry is a bit of an issue for the AI. Teeth appear to be another common area in which it's not excelling. You can obviously see the blurred teeth here on the girl on the left, but you can see an extra incisor on the one on the far right. Finally, for me, the biggest tell is the background. The neural net is so focused on the face that it doesn't pay as much attention to what's going on the sides. At the very worst, you can get some extremely odd companions, as in the first picture on the left with an extra eyeball, and sometimes you just get chaotic cubist forms like in the other photos in the background. So when you're looking for a real face, pay special attention to the symmetry and the backgrounds. It should really help you tell whether a photo is real or not. Okay, moving on to the types of fake news. Last week we discussed satire, false context, and imposter content, and in this episode we're going to go over the last two forms, manipulated content and fabricated content. Well, let's start with manipulated content. Manipulated content is when genuine information or imagery is manipulated to deceive. Well, after a 2018 school shooting in Florida, a group of students were making waves in the media by putting in a forceful plea to get better gun laws. Well, this clashed with other lobby groups, and a manipulated photo was made of them ripping up the U.S. Constitution, when in fact it was actually just one of them ripping up a gun target. Not all information that's manipulated has to be highly technical either. You can see here what looks to be a really large protest on the left is actually just a very small crowd in Paris. And here you can see Prince William greeting a crowd from two different angles. Obviously, the media had quite a bit of fun with that one.
This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. It's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources.
This video of Jordan Peele was a deepfake. A deepfake is when existing video is replaced with someone else's likeness using AI networks. In this case, it was Barack Obama. The presence of deepfakes has been really alarming to many, as the more realistic they become, the more likely we will see them used to deceive. That being said, a YouTube search for deepfakes will bring you hours of Nicolas Cage videos that are sure to make you laugh.
Final and perhaps most dangerous type of misinformation is fabricated content. And this is new content that's 100% false, designed to deceive and to do harm. Well, in July of 2016, it was reported that Pope Francis had broken with tradition and unequivocally endorsed Donald Trump for the President of the United States. Interestingly enough, he was also endorsing Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Obviously, these are examples of fabricated content because the stories were made up in an attempt to deceive and potentially persuade voter opinions. More technical variations of fabricated content appear when photos or videos are staged. A viral video of a pig saving a goat that is stuck in the middle of the water got millions of views and even saw tourism surge to this zoo so that people can visit the hero pig. But 6 months later, it was revealed that it was all an elaborate hoax and that the video was staged. And pretty soon we may not even have to stage the videos, as the NVIDIA AI playground here will demonstrate. NVIDIA Technologies were the company that created the algorithm for the computer-generated faces, but they're also experimenting with landscapes. So here I used a digital paintbrush and some paint bucket tools to design my own landscape. I gave it labels like mounted rocks and cloud. and you can see the image on the right was completely generated by a computer. This is free online for anyone to try. So I hope at the end of this all, you're going to realize that one of the issues with fake news is that it gets thrown around to discredit good journalism. It's just a way to shut down the conversation and make the truth difficult to understand. So the next question is, how do we deal with that? How can we do our own fact-checking to separate the misinformation from the truth? Well, that's going to be the topic of next week's episode. But first, I've got another challenge for you. And that's to head on over to the NVIDIA AI Playground and open up the Gauguin interactive demo. The link's going to be in the description below. And see if you can build a realistic landscape. If you make something really interesting, be sure to pass on a screenshot to me, and I'll feature the best one in the video next week. Tune in next week to check it out. Cheers.